Be unique or be a commodity. It's your choice, but being unique is one of the most important things you can do when you are just starting out. When you are a small business, I don't care if it is a tech startup or a traditional business, you need to be unique. And if you are not, you are fighting an uphill battle. This is one of the most crucial things in thinking about your business. How are you unique? Because think about it, your competition has been out there before you. They are known for who they are, what they do, and how they do it. They have a brand identity. And if you come in, you're swimming with the big fish, right? They are big fish in a big pond. Whether it's Nike, Apple, Google, I don't know, but they are a big fish in a big pond. And if you come in, you will be eaten alive. It just doesn't work if you are not unique. You need to learn to swim in a different pond than the big fish do. And that's actually an advantage to you as a small business, as a startup. You have the opportunity because you don't have you don't have shareholders breathing down your neck. You don't have, you know, 10,000 square feet, 100,000 square feet office space that you have to pay lease for. You don't have 200 employees. Uh, you don't have those requirements yet. You don't have those responsibilities yet. You are small. It might even just be you, right? And if that's the case, that's an advantage, or at least it can be. You just need to find a way that you can be a big fish in a small pond, or at least perceived that way, because even though you are still a small fish, relative to the size of the body of water that you're in, you're kind of a big deal, right? To at least that small group in that small pond. That's an advantage. The big guys can't do that. The big fish can't afford to swim in a small pond. They can't fit there. They can't live there. They can't feed off of that. You can. So the number one mistake I see when businesses are just starting out is they feel they need to sell to everybody because it's scary as hell, right? It's scary. You think you need to take everybody's money, so you need to market to everybody. Well, number one, you don't have the resources yet to market to everybody. So the little resources you have to promote yourself is going to really be a thin word, a thin message, very little impact out there in the world. So you just can't compete with that. So what is it that we call, when we go to a small market? It's a niche. It's a niche, right? A niche if you shop at Target, right? But however we pronounce it, it means going after a small market. And how do we do that? Well, number one, when we niche, we don't make ourselves unique by saying we will have the best customer service. It doesn't work because why? Everybody else is already doing it. I guarantee you, if you go to your industry's competitors and looked at what they're saying, they're probably saying the same thing. So how is that unique? How is that going to stand out? And how is it believable if everyone is already saying the same thing? Another thing that you can't be unique in is by having the lowest prices. Yeah, it's an advantage to be a small business when you're starting out and not have the costs like we talked about, but you can't grow on those small prices. You will never be known for anything but those small prices if that's how you hang your hat. You will never scale. The only people that can hang their hat on low prices are people and operations that have a system that outperforms in efficiency or outsources their materials at a lower price, and no one else can do the same. Think about Walmart. They're so huge that they get everything at low prices and they can offer it under one roof at a low price. You can't do that. Think about all the mom and pops that have been put out of business by a Walmart. So don't try to compete on price, not on service quality, not on price. I'm not saying to ignore either. I want you to have the best damn quality you can possibly have. That's another topic for another day on how to do that. in a consistent and sustainable manner. But don't make that your only thing, and don't make low prices the only thing. So when you're niching down, how do we do this? Well, be unique. Be a unique product to a unique person at a unique pain point that they have, a unique problem that they have. So think about that. How is your product uniquely different than the rest in the industry? You really have to stand out this way. The good news is you don't have to be attractive to everybody in the market. You can just find that small little group out there and be unique and attractive to them. Solve their unique problem that they didn't have before. All right. Here's an example in a very crowded space, real estate. There are so many realtors out there. I know you know at least 10, right? And that might even just be within your family. And if you're a realtor, how do you market yourself? Well, this is what I hear all the time. And I go to a lot of events, and there's financial advisors, bankers, insurance agents, and realtors. They all say the same things. Well, I'm the best service quality, right? I have the best quality service. This is how we do it differently. We ramp up our service quality. We have smiles on our face. We will do it faster. We will do it cheaper, right? Don't do that. Everybody else is doing the service thing, and it's a race to the bottom on the price thing. You can't do that. So how in the world is a realtor supposed to do this when there are 20,000 within a 5 square mile radius, right? And they're all saying the same thing. Well, you're not going to get me if you come to me as a realtor at a chamber event and say, hey, I want to be your realtor. You're not going to get me to do that. Number one, I have family members that are realtors that I probably feel obligated to give my business. Number two, I already have rock star realtor friends that I know are kick ass at what they do. And I would, with great certainty, use them, right? So why take a risk on someone new? So how are you supposed to stand out? How are you supposed to switch up my status quo bias? Well, be something unique to my unique pain point. Here's an example. It's a little crazy, but think about it. I am a realtor that helps your fur babies find their new homes. Okay. I'm sure I could come up with a better way to say it. But what if I hung my hat as a realtor that focused on you and your household, which includes fur babies, dogs, cats, whatever it may be. And we put the fur babies as a priority, not as an afterthought. So knowing that you're the type that likes to walk your little French bulldog through the neighborhood in a little stroller like a baby, and you cook them steak, right? Whatever it is. Let's just say you're someone that just is so fanatical about your fur baby that it is part of the family. If I came to you and I met you at some event and I explained to you, I'm the realtor for fur babies. And what that meant to me, and what I hope it means to you, is that when I take you on as a client, not only you are my client, but so is your dog. So are your pets. I'm going to help you find neighborhoods that have a dog park, walkable sidewalks, other family members in the neighborhood that have similar love for their pets, whatever it may be, right? I'm going to give you contacts and connections to dog sitters, to veterinarians, and I'm going to help you move into this area and take away one concern. What about finding a place for my pet, right? Most people don't think about that. Most realtors don't think about that, but maybe I do. And when I tell you that, it makes you go, I never thought about that. Here, standing before me, is a realtor that gets how much I love my pet. This is unique. and this is special to me. And this might be worth telling my brother-in-law that I'm going to go with this other realtor in the town that I just moved in solely for the fact that they know who I am. They understand my problems and my pains and my concerns, and they have a product that solves it, that addresses it. Now, there are going to be a lot of people when I go out to chamber events that when I say I'm a realtor for fur babies, they're going to look at me like, what the hell? That's weird, right? That's okay. Now, they still might choose to work with me. It's not that I only work with families with that love their pets that much. But I'm going to get a lot of people that, "Oh, okay, fine. I'll stick with my brother-in-law, the realtor. No big deal. Good to meet you. Have a good day." But that percentage of people out there that have that love, that passion for the pet and want to include them into this buying decision, by all means, they're going to love this, and I'm going to be their hero. That's the idea of niching down. That is the idea of really honing in on your uniqueness, because your unique product serves a unique person or organization with a unique problem or pain point. Now, how does this help in our sales? This whole series is on selling. Well, we talked about how the power of questions and flipping the script is going to allow us to take the ease off and to take the pain away from us, the uncomfort level of selling, by asking them, the buyer, questions. And we're going to help them self-discover their pain and their needs by asking them questions. And these questions are going to revolve around their pain points, their potential pain points, right? So if I'm this realtor, my question to you, the pet lover, would be, do you have any pets? Right? Do you, how much do you love them? Are they part of your family? How much ingrained are they into your family? I'd come up with really good questions that wouldn't be awkward. And it would be easier for me to ask because I would be very familiar with that, because I too would love pets. Otherwise I wouldn't choose this uniqueness. And then I would say, how hard is it for you when looking for this new house that you're going to be looking at? How hard is it for you to find things that also include the interest of your pet? To have a realtor that truly understands your needs, has the wisdom to know how walkable this neighborhood is, to know where the closest veterinarian is, to know where the closest dog park is, right? I would really want to know that as someone offering this. And as I'm asking these questions to this potential client of mine, I find out that they love their pet so much and that they are a little concerned about yard size, about proximity to these resources for them, so that they get a little interested knowing that he's asking me these questions that no other realtor has asked me about. And I'm realizing, I didn't realize before that this was so important, but the more he asks me these questions, I'm realizing how valuable it would be to have a realtor that understands my level of fanaticism towards my pet. And that's invaluable. And that's the most likely way you will get them to self-discovery, by asking questions about the known uniqueness of what you're providing, right? So think about that. What are your uniquenesses? Who is your unique person or group or organization? What are their unique pains, problems, or desires? And then how can you come up with these questions? So go back to the previous videos if you haven't built up to this video yet. And then on the next video after this, we're actually going to go through a structure of what these questions are really like. They're very helpful. They're going to help you, the nice guy entrepreneur who really doesn't like the idea of selling. It's going to help you walk through this and help that person across from you self-discover on their own as if they're going through therapy and really want to ask you for your help instead of you asking if you can help them. What a difference that is. So just remember that, guys. And remember that nice guys finish and outlast.